Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast, where today we're covering NWA Saturday Night on TBS from October the 27th, 1990. This is the lead-in episode to Halloween Havoc 1990, which we're going to cover on our Patreon feed at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. And before I get started, and I do ask Doc how he's doing this week, since he ripped me a new one last week for not asking me, I want to give a special shout out to our largest page contributors monthly. Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Mike Childry, Joe Ice, good old Justin. Thank you for your generous support on Patreon each and every week. Doc, how are you today? We just talked for, 90 minutes, maybe a little longer. How are you, sir? Are you hanging in there, Pumpkin, as we wait for Harper because he's running late as usual?
At first, I thought you were going to show some actual manners and social graces, but then I remember who you are, and I kept listening and realized that that's some sort of far-fetched dream.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Where's Harper at, man?
Bruh, he said he was going to be here, bruh.
And I'm tired of having to do all the flips and dives, man. I need him back. This has been too long. This is like some sitcom where the superstar's in some sort of contract dispute and just never comes back. He's gone, isn't he? It's back to you and me doing the show, isn't it?
No, he's not gone. He had Wildcat business a few weeks ago, and then he had some shoot job stuff, and then we had Mardi Gras, and it's been one thing after another. And if we know Harper just flies by the seat of his pants every day. I mean, he doesn't prep for anything. He just blows and goes, bruh.
So when you do Mardi Gras, does that shit, it's like out in Metairie too?
Yeah. I went
all the way to Houma?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hell, you could go to the Mississippi Gulf Coast for it if you really were that desperate to see something.
What would a Mardi Gras in Houma be like?
I've never been, but from what I've seen, like, video of it, it's small.
Bunch of saggy titties. Old, wrinkled up.
I mean, I've just seen video years ago. I mean, like, to me, if you're not in New Orleans that day, like, Metairie's not horrible, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, to me, you gotta go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Go on St. Charles and see Rex and Zulu and all the truck parades and whatnot. Yeah. That's how you got to do it, man. Mardi Gras is a blast. God, I had a lucky childhood going to that nonsense every year. Good stuff, pal. Oh, yeah, it was great. Mardi Gras is great. Mardi Gras is fun, man. I enjoyed it. I haven't been in a very long time. I think the last Mardi Gras I went to was 2005, so that would have been before Katrina hit. It's like the last one I went to. I kind of feel bad for my kids because they've never experienced a Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is so much fun, especially when you're young. Man. Beads, cups, the balloons, all that stupidity. Good times, man. You ever been to Mardi Gras?
I have been to a satellite one in Austin once.
Okay. I said, so you've never been. That's right. Okay.
All I care about is you ever seen girls in Austin? Now, you don't want to touch too many of them because the VD down there is rampant. But it was fun. And we ended up down there to see a band and not even thinking about Mardi Gras and like stumbled across this scene.
Huh?
That's always best when you you're already trying to do something fun and then something fun else happens. And then it's just like everything's coming together. That shit never happens anymore, man. I don't leave the house, so it doesn't happen.
That is so true. Back in the day when you didn't really have plans, but you ended up either going out or, hanging at a buddy's house and I don't know, folks came over that you didn't expect. I don't know how to explain it. And then you ended up at some bar just having a good time. That never happens anymore. Once you're old, that ship sailed. But those are some of the best
spontaneity.
nights.
There's no legendary spontaneity to be had anywhere.
That's some of the best nights ever. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, anything was possible when you left the house. You had no idea what was going to happen, what time you'd be back, who would be coming back with you, just any of that stuff, you know.
Harper is on.
Oh, hey. Right. Hey, well. You made it through Mardi Gras. You moved a ring. I mean, shit. What else have you been doing?
Just working.
Oh, well, that's great.
Pissing off Darren.
I wasn't going to ask you unless you wanted to talk about it. So please, if you want to talk about it, feel free to do so. If not, it's up to you.
Apparently, the fucking D-man has gotten so pissed at us that he deleted me from his Facebook.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like a fucking child.
Did he take your promise ring out of his hope chest and give that back too? What you're saying for youth, Mike? What are you, 12?
Look, Harper called me last night, and we were talking about a couple other things, and then he brought this up, and I was like, what? I'm like, it literally sounds like something that 2 9-year-olds would just, I'm not friends with you anymore. My response to Harper was, what did you actually do? Like, I mean, what did you do? And to Harper's case, he's like, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
He's like, I have no idea. I don't know. I have no clue what I did. And the only thing I can chalk it up to is, and I've gone back and forth with D-Man, you know, busting balls and whatnot. I really think just in talking to Harper and Luke, and I don't know Darren well, so I'm just going to leave it at that. When I say this, keep this in mind. I really think he just can't handle the ball busting. And he works himself into a shoot and takes it personal, and he just cannot let it roll off his back. I think that's what happened. He just can't let it go. And I don't want to say, there's some things that like I've heard and I'm like, oh, okay, well that's no, not like that. Like Luke was telling me, he was like, bro, Harper's brutal to him when we're out and stuff. And I started thinking about it, like, I think that's got something to do with it. Like Harper's just, look, bro, Harper cuts these promos in wrestling, bro. If he really wants to get vicious with you, I mean, he's done it on here. I said, hey, my beer's living rent free in your head. And he's like, yeah, Section 8, like that's something Darren would get offended by. Like he would get mad at that. He's going to say he ain't mad, but deep down inside it would eat him alive.
He's a sensitive fella.
Yeah. Ooh, he's sensitive. And I think that's what's happened. I don't know Darren, but Harper, do you think that's what's happened?
He's tender-headed. Yeah. He's tender-headed, right?
Yeah. Yes.
See, it's
the mind of a child. He's like Blaster Master from Mad Max.
Wow.
All right. Well,
this is really pathetic. It's really pathetic, bro. Like seriously, what are we, 7 here? Come on.
Poor old Darren. Thoughts and prayers.
Well, I mean, did he text you or something, Harper, and say, he was done with you or something, or no?
He just said, what did he say? Like, something about, once you fuck me over, it's over or something. And I was like, what? Okay. I didn't even fucking respond. So.
That's why some of these podcasts don't last too long. People got too many feelings.
Bubba, you might be on something. I mean, there's something there.
Because we're going to bring him back on, but not now.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to let him say his piece, I mean, get the little fella get his...
Y'all are way more generous than I am. That I was ready to institute a lifetime ban.
That's nice.
Yeah, Doc was done. Doc, when he like basically no-sold me, that offended Doc more than me.
Yeah, D-Man was kind of like the Glacier of fucking podcasts. He's over.
He came in at the wrong time and nobody cared.
Yeah.
Got it.
All that work Luke had to do to get him on the show.
Champ.
The champ.
I guess no one's going to talk about Bruno now. You know he's listening too. You shithead.
Yeah.
Wow. So is he on the outs with the champ too?
No, it's just me.
That's a bond too strong to break.
Yeah.
We should try to break it.
You're not breaking that bond.
Let's take everything from him.
I've been doing the champ for 25 years, bro. I mean, you know.
I'm for burning the fields and then putting salt on them so nothing will grow afterwards.
Scorched earth policy. Okay, hey Doc, you know, do we want to break the news for the patrons? I mean, not the patrons, the listeners, how we're doing this episode this week? Or you just want to hit play?
Never done.
Say that again. You broke up.
We're gonna try something tonight we've never done.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm about to start recording the video version, and I'm going to hit play. Harper, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So this is October 27, 1990. These two jabronis over here haven't watched it. I did. I suffered through this. Now, Harper, let me tell you something before I get going into this week's episode real good, and then I'll tell you what's going down. Doc and I, to be fair, have slogged through the last 3 weeks, Doc, would you say, or 2 to be fair?
It feels like 230 weeks, but it's probably only 3 or 4.
Yeah, so I think this is the 3rd week of us slogging through some stuff that is just like, what are we doing here? It's been bad.
Jim Hurt ain't even playing anymore. He won't even. We're like the hooker that has to beg the John to at least put on a condom.
Oh,
it's pretty much what's happened. And you know, Harper, you've seen the picture on Facebook I posted of the juicer. We've had to deal with that. With Art Barr. With face paint, and he puts baby powder on his head, and he yanks his hat off or do-rag or whatever, and powder flies out, and it's just been bad. We've had Trucker Norman doing a PSA for the kids in Halloween, making sure they check their candy and don't eat bad candy. And then last week we had Trucker Norm. Doc got real salty. Trucker Norm said he's going to hitchhike to the pay-per-view, which is the same night that this airs on October 27th of 1990. So it's been bad. It's been bad. And we've slogged through it and we've had fun just making fun of stuff. But then it gets to the point where stuff's so bad, you just start getting angry at Jim Hurd. Is that fair? Is that fair, that's Doc?
I don't know how y'all sit through this shit.
Well, Doc didn't on this one. He didn't. So we just said, we're going to hit play. I've got some timestamps. We'll talk about whatever we're seeing. I've got some things that I will play that y'all can react to. But, you know, this episode, it's kind of the same, Doc, except for it's a lead in to the pay-per-view because they're at center stage again. Jim Ross and Bob Caudle are on commentary. It's plenty of more replays because we got the pay-per-view that's tonight.
Oh, God.
That's happening. In Harper, when I say plenty of replays, there's replays now we've seen like 2 and 3 weeks in a row already. So they're kind of just, yeah.
And Harper, they're rolling in like, I gave last week a D.
Oh,
and
God.
We're trying to lead into a pay-per-view.
And this guy, that guy looks like a dollar store version of Lance Storm.
He sure does.
That's a great assessment of what we're looking at. It's Bill Ford and Chuck Coates. Chuck Coates
Didn't
is the one.
Didn't they finish last week's episode?
No, it was not them two last week. It was what was that guy's? It was Killer Kyle was one guy, and it was another enhancement talent.
It's been a long time. It's been a whole week since I've seen it. So
just 20 minutes ago, but okay. So the first match they go to is the Southern Boys versus Bill Ford and Chuck Coates. And Cornette joins Bob Caudle and JR on commentary, and he's not happy at all about this so-called award that the Southern Boys are going to receive. At the end of last week, Harper, the Southern Boys, it was made an announcement that they're going to receive an award. Now, we don't know what the award is, but they're going to be receiving an award. So Corny is mad. He's saying that the Midnight have been shafted again by not getting their title shots. And Cornette then starts ripping on Elegante, a new one, too, when JR asked him about Elegante. Corny said Elegante has no business in the ring. I'm going to go to that timestamp. I want to play it. And, I mean, Corny's basically just shooting at this point because, I mean, that's kind of how he felt. But here it is. This is Cornette on commentary.
Steve Armstrong, as we mentioned, his father, Bullet Bob Armstrong, his brother, Candyman Brad Armstrong, outstanding competitors.
The Adams family. He's got a whole family of weirdos. His father, Bullet Bob, his brother, the Candyman. Now, what's he? Huh?
He's an outstanding athlete. Brad Armstrong's a great wrestler. All three of them were.
This guy thinks that Copenhagen is one of the 4 major food groups. They're such rednecks, they do their Christmas shopping at a truck stop, man. And I'm sick and tired of these hillbillies getting recognition around here while my men don't. I think it's hilarious that these goofballs should be given any kind of award. It's got to be bogus, whatever it is. Gee.
Well, Dennis Brent, the editor of the Wrestling Wrap-Up, will be presenting that.
Talk about bogus. Dennis Brent, what school of journalism did he graduate from?
University of Texas in Austin.
University of Texas in Austin.
That's right.
I thought he graduated from the Kmart School of Journalism. The way he writes for a
So I didn't go back far enough to the Elegante comment, but Corny did say he has no business in the ring. And I actually thought it was cool for Corny to bring in Bullet Bob, Brad, and Brad thinks Copenhagen is one of the 4 major food groups. It just reminded me of when Harper said, what did you say about the people in the Smokies, Harper? Meth is one of the 4 food groups?
I don't remember.
Something like that. But, Cornette's out there trying to work, Doc, but he's not long for the promotion at this point, as we talked about last week. So this...
What year is this? We're still in 91?
No, we're in 90.
Oh, fuck. We still got some ways to go.
We sure do.
Jesus Christ.
Trust me. I think, based on the discussion of last week, that perhaps the Southern Boys Award should be having Rocky King come out with his bushel of cotton and present it to them.
Oh, come on.
I asked Doc what would be worse. Rocky King coming out with the bushel of cotton, which I think is just absurd and racist as can be.
He did that?
No. Doc was doing a what if.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Doc. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm just saying, if the Candyman's supposed to come out and hand candy to the kids, how come little Richard Marley, Rocky King can't come out with a bushel of cotton and hand people cotton balls?
Well, I mean...
Handing out bags of pork rinds.
Oh, my God.
What's wrong with that? I love pork rinds.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, pork rinds are good.
Bruh, you ever have, real pork rinds?
Yes.
That's fucking delicious, bruh.
I didn't know I was having fake ones, so I don't know.
No, you know what I'm talking about. Not the ones from the fucking gas station.
Which ones are you talking about, Harper?
The ones from you get from a meat market.
Yep, I knew that's what he was gonna say.
And they come in that fucking little the brown paper bag that just turns into fucking grease. That's some good shit, bruh.
They freshly fried.
Yeah, with the fat on it and all.
Just like you like ass, right?
Yeah.
Greasy and fat.
Greasy and fat and full of cholesterol, baby.
Doc, Bobby Blaze did an episode where he talked about his favorite podcast, and we were one of them. And Bobby, they started talking about Harper and eating ass. He's like, hey, them guys are funny, man. He's like, I like their kind of humor, so those guys are funny, man. They're good. They're good. Oh boy. Anyway, the Southern Boys win when Smothers hits Coates with a jawjacker as Armstrong holds Coates up. We get a series of commercials. First one being Halloween Havoc in the plug with Luger versus Hansen and Sid versus Sting and Doom versus Arn and Rick. I mean, there really are some solid matches on this card.
That's good matches.
Yeah, the Steiners and Nasty Boys, U.S. tag titles. There's excellent matches on this card. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff on there that you're like this Junkyard Dog versus freaking Moondog.
Warriors.
So, do you remember what were they called in Global, Doc? Do you remember? Were they just the Youngbloods?
Youngbloods.
Okay, yeah. Do you remember Mark and Chris Youngblood from like World Class and Global at all, Harper?
I think so.
Okay, so they are an indigenous people type gimmick.
Come on,
Right.
really?
Come on, just say it.
Just say it, Mike.
No, y'all say it.
Indian.
Wow. It only took him to be back 1 week before he just offended an entire population of people.
So, like the Great Khali?
Yeah, I like the Cleveland Guardians.
The Washington Commanders.
God, so terrible.
Yeah. It's like Arena Football League team names.
Commanders. God bless their heart.
No.
But they got some good matches at the top. Not only at the top, but there's some good matches in Halloween Havoc. So after they show that, they can then go to the wrestling wrap up. We get another replay of Sting and Sid from the Clash when Sting
Jesus
got
Christ.
jumped by Sid. We're going to get some Doom, Flair, and Arn replays. Just a bunch of replays.
Oh, fuck, he's wearing white socks with slacks and dress shoes.
He's Sid.
You know how many times I've fast forwarded this clip?
Bro, fuck that ramp, dude. Fuck. I'll be worried about falling off that motherfucker.
We talked about that, Doc, didn't we, at one of the clashes that we did? We had that conversation about the ramp and how much you hate it.
It's terrible.
It's like you're
terrible.
on a footbridge.
Yeah, it's terrible for two reasons. One, you're up on that bitch
Right.
as you're, walking and you're, in an athletic competition, and Lord knows if you're trying to run or do something up there.
Oh my
and
God.
The other
Chair
part is
shots are the worst.
they are bad. Sid attacking Sting. The other part is you can't run around the ring, Harper. Your ring's cut off.
If you want it to be real, hand that motherfucker some scissors.
Sid, that is. How many times have we seen this replay, Doc, where Sid pop-up drive Sting?
Every week since it happened.
Yep, which has been weeks ago.
He's still a horseman, huh?
Yes.
Maybe.
No, he is. He is.
Okay.
Yeah. We get a Sid promo. We get a Teddy Long promo. We get a quick Arn promo. I don't get it. I understand you pre-tape this stuff. Fine. Arn Anderson is one of your best damn talkers of all time. Give him more than 20 to 30 seconds to cut a promo leading into the pay-per-view. This is what we've been talking about for the last 3 weeks, Hopper. This is how
Sting's worse with this volume down. How's that possible? Look at this moron.
Come on. That's a legend.
No.
He's still
We're
going.
We're using that term way too loosely then.
He's a legend.
Evidently, he took like a big fall in the AEW pay-per-view this weekend. Like off a scaffold or something. I ain't seen it, but
He jumped on a guy the guy was across the table. And he kind of jumped off the
Okay, so good for him that at 62 he can still do that.
That's
now,
nice.
I am literally concerned about the man hurting himself since his neck was in such. I'd like to see that doctor's report that he's got a clean bill of health. I'm not being a dick here. I'm not trying to make a joke. 62-year-old man out there running around, jumping around with a history of neck problems makes me a little nervous.
Yeah, it does, huh?
I don't get it.
Especially when you got a roster that's so full that you can't get everybody some time.
And what do you think about Stone Cold coming back?
We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
Doc, what do you think?
I think he should be riding Kawasaki mules down on the Texas coast with Teddy.
Okay, fair enough. I get it. Do you think
there's nothing he can do, being at his age and being out of the game that long, that's going to be worth seeing? Now, should he be there? Can he come to WrestleMania and do some things? Sure. Have a match? No.
Do you think he puts Owens over?
That's a decent question.
Decent, huh?
I don't think so, huh? Because then they got to do a rematch.
Austin likes Owens. This is why I'm saying that. And
but Owens is respectful.
And he is. And they're backing up the Brinks truck.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely getting $1 million.
More than that. Yeah. So I feel like this is why I want to see it.
WrestleMania's here in our area. We can go.
Yeah, y'all can go.
We're gonna go watch it on Peacock, Jack.
We should go cover the event in person.
Yeah. I'll come over Saturday night and Sunday night. How's that sound?
How about this? We ought to do that, actually. But how about this? You go cover night one at the arena. And then, since you're already figured out how to get in, you go back on night two and cover it again.
So what's night one going to be? It's at the same building?
Yeah. Friday night's the Hall of Fame. Right. Saturday night's night one. Sunday night's night two. Jesus. And then Monday night will be over at the basketball arena.
Oh, my God.
They did that
They're
the last.
Hollow Dallas out like fucking Mandingo taking care of some.
It's fucking 2 days?
Yeah, well, Harper, you do realize before they went to 2 days, it was like a freaking 8-hour show, which was ridiculous. So it's like 4 on 4. I mean, I feel like that's what it's been the last 2 years, right, Doc?
God, I think so.
Damn.
Weren't they in Tampa last year?
They were in Tampa last year.
So what do you pick to pay for half? Well, okay, I want to go on Saturday, but not Sunday.
Yeah, it's sold. They sell tickets like 2 separate events. Now you can double up with a package, but you don't get one ticket to get 2 nights. I mean, this is the wrestling. This is the wrestling business, bro.
That's like the Crockett Cup when they make you leave.
Well, no, but the Crockett Cup wasn't even that bad, and most people didn't even go to the freaking, morning, afternoon session as they called it. I don't know, bro. But yeah, it's been 2 nights. The first year was the year the pandemic hit, so they were, empty building doing it. And then last year was Tampa, where it was 25 or 30%, and then now, I guess they're doing 100%.
That's fucking bullshit.
But it's 2 nights, yeah.
So, like, if I want to see Stone Cold, you got to go Sunday night.
I'm guessing. I'm like, I don't even remember.
I mean, unless you plan for him to come over to your house, I think so.
Harper,
I'm
retarded. Doc, last year, do you remember if before? I think they did before the event. I'm covering the event like you. It's just Jesus Christ. Do you remember last year? Didn't they announced beforehand though what was on night one and what was on night two?
Gonna be on what? Yeah. You know what you're buying.
Okay.
Well,
right.
you know what you're buying a week before, but maybe not a month or 2 months before when those tickets.
That's your fault. Card subject to change. This is wrestling business.
I agree. I was just making that point, but
it sure is.
Yeah, Austin and Owens gotta be the second night, but you never know, man. They're gonna mix it up.
Hey, Harper, you see this? Robert Gibson turned into Tommy Rich.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah, Gibson is hurt.
He must still be at that. He must still be at that fundraiser charity for the deaf. Nobody could hear Nobody could hear when they told him to leave, so they're still there.
You're a jackass. Let me explain why he's saying that, Harper. So Tommy Rich and Ricky Morton are taking on the Italian Stallion and Joe Kazana. And a couple things, Harper. Last week, Ricky Morton cuts a pre-tape promo, and he says that Robert Gibson is doing a benefit for the deaf that day, and that's why he couldn't be there. Not even 2 segments later, a segment and a half later, JR's on commentary and says, Ricky Morton's tagging with Tommy Rich because Robert Gibson's knee is hurt, and he's going to be out for a few months.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Whoopsie.
Stick with your lie.
Yeah. Just no continuity. And I don't blame either guy. Ricky was following the orders he was given. And I think JR just wasn't told about Ricky's promo. And he was just following the orders he was given. So thank you, Jim Hurd. This match starts. JR says the Italian Stallion holds the world record for eating the most amount of spaghetti in 30 seconds. That was the entertainment we got from this. And JR once again mentions Gibson's knee injury. And JR actually says here, man, he's going to be out for like a year. Straight out of JR's mouth. Here's the thing. Rich and Morton are going into the pay-per-view, so they're having a match there. So you gotta give them a win because they lost last week to the Nasty Boys in their first match. Makes sense. Rich and Morton grabbed the win here. It's all right. I mean, it's against Joe Kazana, who can work, and Italian Stallion, who might not be a good person, but I mean, he's a good wrestler. So
Allegedly.
Why is he a bad person?
Yeah, Mike. He's one of Harper's favorite.
Because he's Italian? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, because he's Italian. Sure. You two are like Tweedledum and Tweedledum or something.
What?
Nothing, man. Y'all are entertaining, man.
Wow.
Come on. What we do?
Gets close to St. Joseph's Day, you asshole.
Let's go to the Freebirds. I had to pause it. They're getting a promo.
Tonight, yeah, Daddy, tonight is Halloween Havoc, and there's no doubt in my mind that the greatest rock and roll band in the world today, that's us, plus the greatest tag team that ever set foot on this earth, is also us. We're gonna go in the ring with Chief Fullable 1 and Chief Fullable 2. And I gotta tell you something, Chicago, I know you're ready for us, because we're ready for you. And are you gonna get a laugh when you see the two guys we're wrestling? It's gonna be hilarious. We promise you complete family entertainment. Tell them, Michael. Entertainment. Yes. Because these two chiefs will have had far too much firewater to even know what's going on to wrestle a Freebird in Halloween Havoc in Chicago. But Chicagoanians, think about this. Every time there's been a major wrestling event in the NWA held in Chicago, a major title has changed hands.
I mean, that was toned down, Doc. Garvin only called him Chief Fullable 1 and Chief Fullable 2. Harper hasn't been here to hear the blatant just racism towards our indigenous friends.
And on the team, where's little Richard Marley?
Yeah, where is little Richard?
And Michael PSA's looked like he was from fucking an interview with a vampire.
Or at least they didn't have their face painted up.
That's true, huh?
Oh, it's been bad, Harper. The glitter, the just stupidity. It's been horrible. It's been real bad. Well, we go from that to a series of commercials, followed by JW Storm versus Terrence Blaylock. I don't know if Harper's seen JW Storm.
No, he's a new guy he's a new guy on the scene.
Well, he looks good, Harper, but there's no sizzle to the steak as he's a heel.
No.
And
There's no steak either.
Harper, do you
He's big.
JW Storm's he's got some size. Harper, do you see who that is in the green tights? I don't know if you can tell.
Who was that?
His name is Terrence Blaylock, otherwise known as Mustafa Saeed from the Gangsters.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah. He actually showed up over a month ago now. And God, Stan Hansen beat the hell out of him. And now he's here doing the job to JW Storm, and Mustafa's going to be a bigger star than JW Storm ever dreamt of being.
Yeah.
But JW Storm looks like Mike Awesome.
He kind of does. Didn't you say that when he debuted?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a
cut.
nice build. He looks good, but no sizzle, bro. Okay, so who's got less sizzle to the steak, Doc? The Z-Man, because we're going to see him next, or JW Storm?
No, probably JW Storm. If we're going, I'll be honest. I mean,
JW Whitworth.
you got a cash settlement, and what's that?
Cash you now. Call JT Whitworth. 827 now. I don't know how it goes. Yeah. I can't wait till Z-Man wins that first title. Oh God, I can't. I hope all three of us are on so we can just die a little inside, especially with who he beats.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I know.
The VCR for that.
Set the VCR, Bubba.
That's your finisher, Harper.
What
You
the
like that
fuck
move?
is that?
Watch it. It's
A
like
running choke
Go ahead,
slam,
Doc.
clothesline.
Let's see. He grabs him by the throat and he just bumps. Okay.
That's exciting, right?
The kids will love it.
The kids will love it. He wins. And that's that. And then I'm going to scroll back a little bit. I went a little far. We get the Z-Man, who's taking on a gentleman by the name of Tom Burke. Doc, I'm just be happy you didn't watch this. It went way too long. We joke about Z-Man putting us to sleep. This match, he puts... I don't get it.
What are you doing? Some chain wrestling? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, look at that.
Look at it. What am I supposed to look at? Why am I looking at it,
Z-Man
Harper?
can go. What's up?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. When he beats who he beats for that title, he's going to win in a couple of months. I want you to say Z-Man can go and mean it. I mean, it's just, why? What are we
Harper,
doing?
how was Mardi Gras in Metairie this year?
It wasn't bad. I mean, whatever. Done it a million times.
So why didn't you go to Orleans and Claiborne under the bridge?
Because I'm not bulletproof.
Harper, have you ever been to Orleans and Claiborne for Mardi Gras?
No.
Not that bad.
Well, I'm still scared.
Yeah, I bet you are. Oh, that's nice. The international audience has no clue what we're talking about, but Harper's afraid he's going to get shot if he goes to Orleans and Claiborne for Mardi Gras Day.
Oh.
Mardi Gras under the bridge. Okay, keeping it moving. Game Boy, yeah. Nintendo, Game Boy. Hey, it's crazy because TurboGrafx 16 was the sponsor 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Go figure. Now we're on Game Boy. All right. Okay, Doc, so we got a bunch of commercials, and Z-Man put us to sleep, and then we go to the wrestling wrap-up, where Stan Hansen and Lex Luger cut some promos, and we recap the Stan Hansen-Luger saga, with Hansen jumping Luger at the Clash. Again, we've seen it 100 times. They're going to do battle for the U.S. titles, or U.S. title, not titles, at Halloween Havoc, so there's something to look forward to. We finally get Hansen in the ring for what I'll call a big match. We then got the Nasty Boys and Steiners too. We get, some replays of the Steiners and Nasty Boys again. Again, we've seen this stuff 3 and 4 times now. And then we get, like we're seeing here with Lex, real quick promos, which I don't understand. Pre-tape it. Give me some meat on this bone to chew on that makes me want to order the pay-per-view and not paint by numbers generic stuff. That's like, I'm not playing it because it's nothing. And I don't want to sound angry, but it makes me angry because Harper last week, Doc and I were talking about it. Jim Hurt is killing our child right now.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
He is killing our planet. He's like
pretty much
global warming.
Somebody worked himself into a shoot on that one. All right.
Think green, you asshole.
Don't do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Do it for the planet.
Exactly.
All right. Harper hasn't seen this yet when the Nasty Boys put the Steiners to the table, actually, so it's kind of new to him.
Let's watch it one more time. Jesus Christ. Look at this here in a second, man. Knobs doesn't know how to play.
Yeah, Harper, this is actually good. It's just that we've seen it 4 times already. But they're signing a contract for Halloween Havoc, and then the Nasty Boys, especially Knobs, man, he nails Steiner with the belt. And then they beat him down, and they put one of them through the table. And, like, seriously, Doc and I are talking about how bad certain things are, but, dude, they left the Steiners laid out, and nobody does that. And they mentioned that in the promo the first week this happened. So this is kind of like, this is good. And they're going to have a hell of a match at the pay-per-view on our Patreon, tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, so check it out there. Become a patron. Get access to 300 plus shows, including the Halloween Havoc that's coming out. Should come out the day or two after this drops. All right, Doc.
When's Missy managing them?
Managing who? Nasty Boys?
Yeah.
That's not till 91.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I feel like we got a ways to go.
Hey, a lot of things have changed since you were last year, but Missy hasn't. She still looks good. And then a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, Harper. She's been plugging.
Oh, hey.
Shout out to Best Dave Ever on Twitter. He sent Missy a tweet saying, "Hey, come on the show," and he tagged like a bunch of the folks that listen to the show, including the Eye of Gibson. And Gibson replied, said, maybe you shouldn't have tagged me. I'm blocked by her. And it's probably because he was being a dumbass and said something stupid. Because Gibson's harmless. Eye of Gibson is harmless. He's just, it's just a parody account, him and Fake Stan and all those guys and Mullet and Morton. They're just, PN News Jr. They're just jabronis. They're just having fun. But evidently he said something to piss Missy off. So there's that. But Dave, thanks for trying. Missy says she's not doing any more podcasts. But it would have been fun. I mean, we get her on here at Harper, and Harper can talk to Missy.
Oh, then they got fucking Elvira. How much you paid her for this shit?
She gets paid by the boob.
Oh.
It must be a lot.
Let's get that coat off.
This is not actually a bad idea, having her do this ad for Halloween Havoc. This is good.
There we go.
Those looked larger when I was younger.
Well,
everything's bigger when you're younger.
Yeah. God. What's wrong? What are y'all, 7? Grow up.
Come on.
How old is she now? Doc, can you Google that while
Yeah, sure, I got it. I'll have it real quickly. Look at Sid. He's ready.
She's got to be like 70, huh?
Oh, she's
got
got, I mean,
more than that.
I gotta imagine she's 75.
No, Harper's on to something there. She was 39 right there.
Oh. Okay.
So she's 70 right now. Would you?
Harper?
Yeah.
No, you don't you want to see a recent picture of her before you make that claim?
I'll still take it.
Hey,
come on, bro.
Did you get a pass from your girl to get with that?
Get with Elvira? I think she's a lesbian, isn't she?
That don't mean she wouldn't take the Harper, ride on the Harper train.
Come on.
I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe she does both. Like, that's her prerogative. Whatever.
That's nice.
I mean, hey, Doc. This is what I wanted to ask you.
Team.
I'm loving the discussion about Elvira and which way she goes and if Harper would do it. But, Doc, these guys, Horner and Rotunda, have been the number 8 tag team for 4 weeks straight in the top 10 tag team rankings. They finally actually have a tag match together.
And they're going to face the team that you think should be number 8.
Easily. State Patrol should be number 8.
State Patrol. Easily.
Doc, they're finally tagging together on Saturday night. Rotunda and
They'll
Horner.
be out of the rankings next week.
Next week, if they show it. It's a running joke, Harper, because they I mean, I'm not joking. We did a side-by-side and we talked about it. They're so lazy right now in the management. I'm blaming Jim Hurd when I say Jim Hurd. They ran the same top 10 graphic for 3 weeks in a row, not including this week. And we knew they made a mistake because JR 2 weeks ago was commenting how Moondog Rex was supposed to be in the top 10, but they showed the old graphic. I was like, oh, okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I guess they just don't give a fuck.
I think.
Well, it could also be that they're just not very good at their job.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's like JR not giving a damn, the talent not giving a damn. Don't get me wrong, Corny's and Stan Lane, and they got a foot out the door. Like, they're to the point where they lost their smile and they don't give a damn. But I really think, like, JR, I don't think he's mailing it in. I don't think Cottle's mailing it in when they say that. I don't think Ricky Morton's mailing it in when he cuts a promo and says Gibson's at a deaf charity benefit or whatever. I think they're taking direction from management that doesn't, the left hand don't write. It's like they don't know. Management's clueless. So
the doesn't care seems to be Oli.
Yeah, well, I think Hurd doesn't care. Like, he cares, but he's too dumb to know any different. Hurd's an idiot. He managed a pizza joint.
Yeah.
Doc, you're more qualified to run WCW during this era, and you were only, 15, 16 at the time?
I would have got everybody in a room and said, okay, y'all do what Ric Flair says do. And while that might not have been the best course of action, it would have been better than what we're seeing.
They go back to Pizza Hut, Hurd. Give me
Pizza
some of those
Hut.
fucking Final Four basketballs too, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Can I
remember
get
those?
a-
Remember
can
those,
I get
Harper?
a stuffed crust pizza, please?
Harper, remember you during like March Madness, you order a pizza
Yeah.
and you get the basketball or
I wanted that basketball so bad.
dude, I had one. I don't remember what year it was though. I had that basketball you're talking about though.
91 or something.
Was it when UNLV beat Duke in the final in the championship that year?
Probably, yeah.
I think that was it because I think that's what I had, and I think
How
that Final
come
Four
March
was in.
Madness isn't in March anymore?
It's like everything they push it out and make it. Dude, the
Yeah,
turn,
You got to make more money, man.
bruh. They
It's like the
used to
playoffs.
have the damn like conference tournaments used to be like end of February, early February. And then you might play the championship game like first weekend in April. Because I remember that. But most of the tournament took place in March. Not no more.
I mean, it's just like the fucking to win a 14-team fucking MLB playoff.
Oh God. I'm so glad I'm not a baseball fan these days.
I mean,
Well, once we get rid of baseball, which by the way, they've decided they just don't want to play.
Are you saying they're
You don't
killing the
have to worry-
territory?
You don't have to worry about it.
Are you saying they're killing the territory in baseball?
I would suggest that they did that a long time ago.
that's nice.
What are they gonna do when the TV money just stops coming through?
They're gonna have the USFL games on, and
Here's the thing: they're gonna go to streaming, and their old ass fan base can't figure that shit out, and that's when it ends. You got fucking grandpa yelling at the sky because he don't know how to work the fucking Hulu.
Oh, the YouTube. Oh boy.
Speaking of that, y'all assholes got Amazon Prime because that's where the Thursday night's going, isn't it? In football.
Yeah, I got it.
like exclusively.
I think so. I think that's what they said at the end of last year. I think that's what Fox said.
Oh fuck! Well, then I guess like if you're a bar room, you gotta. Oh, you got a smart TV. Fuck it, put it on there.
There you go.
Yeah,
But you got to have Prime.
right.
Hey, it's a digital world, Mike.
It
Yeah.
really is. Like, I mean, we make fun of it, but that's
Get with it.
The future
mean-
is now.
kids
Yeah.
don't watch television anymore. They watch YouTube
No.
and
No. Isn't that
Dude,
crazy, bro? Like no one just sits in front of the TV and just flips through the channels.
I
That
think
would
of
piss
my
my kids off.
Oh yeah.
I think
What are you
about
doing?
my
Why do
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Doc. What were you about to say?
they would
God,
commercials
imagine
make them angry.
imagine making your kid have to get up and stand in front of the TV and keep turning that dial until it was something to watch.
I would get so frustrated at them that I'd just go to bed.
There's something to that, man. Look, I get it. I know why they don't watch actual television, but I think back to when we were kids.
It's because they're curating their own experience.
Okay, whatever. I just think back to when we were kids. All three of us are close in age, and how much it meant to, like, you know, at a certain age when we were real young, to sit down with the Saturday morning cartoon with a bowl of cereal. And I mean, dude, that was living the dream. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I remember when we got the first TV with a remote control, and that some bitch had 5 buttons on it.
Yeah.
And we thought it was some Jetson ass space age shit. 5
Hey.
buttons. Power, volume up, volume down, channel up, channel down.
That's it.
And a
Ain't
little
that
red button
crazy?
at the top so you knew it was working.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I picture Harper with the bowl of cereal watching.
That was me, bro. With the Smurf. That Smurf cereal that was the shit. and just sitting there watching my fucking Scooby-Doo and the Bugs and Daffy show and all that shit, the Smurfs and the fucking...
Did you get up early, Harper? Were you like I was an early riser?
Oh, bro. I would just wake up and run downstairs to turn on the fucking TV.
Yeah, So you were up at like 6 or 7?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
The first cartoon I remember watching was, they had a Godzilla one with fucking Godzuki. I remember that one. The Dukes of Hazzard cartoon. The Happy Days cartoon. The Plastic Man cartoon. Those were the first ones that I remember running downstairs and turning on the TV to watch.
Dude. And to think kids today do not do that at all.
No. It ain't like, because I had catechism, right? On Saturday mornings.
Oh, that's right, because you went to public school.
Can you get a shot for that, or do you have to take an oral steroid? What are you talking about?
Tell him what that means.
What is that?
Explain it to him, Harper.
You know what catechism is?
He doesn't know. You don't have a clue. I know what it is because like I had a cousin who went, and I went for a short time period too when I was in public school. But you got to explain it to him. He's not going to understand it. Even if you explain it, he'll be like, "What?"
It's like you know when you're Catholic, and if you don't go to fucking Brother Martin and shit like fucking Mike did, if you go to public school, I mean they still have it, and you. On Saturday mornings, you would go to the school, the Catholic school, and sit there for like an hour, and it's like going to Bible school, Bible study, and they, Jesus, and like a fucking hour, and I used to just sit there and look at the clock, thinking, I'm gonna miss fucking Ninja Turtles. Hurry the fuck up!
This is your good Catholic boy from Metairie, everybody.
And then,
right.
then
ready to sell out as Lord and Savior for Donatello and Michelangelo.
And then, because it's Saturday morning, right? So, my mom would oversleep, and I'll be like, "Oh, it's 9:00. She ain't down here yet."
Whoops!
I was like, I ain't saying nothing. And she'll come down like at 10:00. She's like, "Why do you wake me up?" I'm just sitting there, like a dumb kid. Oh no, just sitting there fucking watching the Smurfs and shit with my fucking He-Man toys. I know nothing. No habla.
That's fucked up.
And then a priest would walk in. Y'all got to stand at attention. Remember that, Mike?
Which part of you has to stand at attention?
Oh, come on.
I vaguely remember it. I didn't go for long, but yeah.
And they'll ask you hey kids, so what are you talking about Jesus or Saint Christopher or something and yada yada yada. And it's just like I used to just sit there and look at the fucking clock the whole time, thinking what cartoon I'm missing. And the thing is about the Ninja Turtles, it was 2 episodes. It came on at 10, and the first episode would be the Ninja Turtles versus Shredder and, the usual bad guys. In the second episode, it was they'll be fighting some, rando villain.
When did Norman come out and put a big splash on everybody?
And I would just sit there thinking, okay, I might catch some of the first episode. Like, hurry the fuck up. I'm missing my guy.
Meanwhile, you got some old celibate priest that's trying to figure out how to get his finger in your booty hole.
Come on.
You know the worst part about what Harper's saying is today's kids, even if they were forced to do that, they have a means to get home and watch instantly whatever they missed.
Right.
Instantly. Like, oh, Dad, I'm missing such and such. It's like, whatever. I mean, you're going to go home and be able to find it.
I ain't going to sit here and come down on them. Good for them that they don't have to live in the same bullshit we had to live in.
I agree.
All back in my day. Bullshit.
Go ahead, Harper. What were you about to say?
Well, when I was doing it, it would end when you were 14, and that's when you had your confirmation.
Yeah.
Now it's like when you graduate fucking high school.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They got 17-year-olds in there now?
Uh-huh. Right. Because,
oh, God.
Because as soon as you turn 14, shit. Oh, God. Look at
say what you got to say, and then I'm playing this for you.
Because as soon as kids would turn 14, they would just stop going to fucking church because that's the only reason you fucking went. Then once you make confirmation, you're like, fuck this noise.
Well, that's certainly uplifting.
So now,
Harper, you need to say at least 3. School. No. You need to say 3 Hail Marys for that.
Keep going, Harper. What were you about to say? And then we'll go to Trucker Norm.
So now, it's until you graduate high school.
Bro.
Because my brother's kids had to go, except it's at night on a Tuesday night or something.
Maybe it's that the priests don't like them as young as they used to.
Oh, come on.
Bro, Harper said, F that noise.
Thoughts and prayers, dog.
Oh, God.
But Harper, if you don't go and enjoy it, you won't be able to
be blessed and be a blessing.
That's right.
Oh, my God. All right. I'm so glad Harper educated us on what catechism is and the trials and tribulations. Harper went to public school his whole life, so he had to deal with that every Saturday. I only had it for a short time, and all I'm going to say is, dude, it was like torture sitting there.
Yeah, I was like, let's just turn Jewish.
Jesus Christ.
Slow down.
Fucking deal with it. It's like, I used to hate fucking. I was like, why am I here? Everyone else is sitting at home watching the fucking snorks, and I'm in here.
Harper was selling out Jesus, wanting to sell out baby Jesus for the Ninja Turtles.
Son of a bitch!
Tony Soprano wouldn't be too happy with you right now, Father Carmine. Okay, I gotta go to this segment with Trucker Norm. I'm dead inside listening to Harper talk about catechism. Bro, there's no look. I went to Catholic school for high school, and Jesus Lord, Harper, trust me, 5 hours.
I had fucking religion class though.
5 hours a week was torture.
Bruh, a friend of mine, Troy, is so fucking stupid. He went to Rummel and failed religion, and he had to take in fucking summer school.
Let me be clear about something. I actually believe in God, okay? I don't want anybody to think I'm an atheist, but when you're a teenager, you don't want to sit through 5 hours of this saint did this and this saint did that and being preached to.
Or when you're 8.
Or when you're 8, exactly.
When you're 14, when you're 14, you want to know where Saint Vagina is.
Wow. Let's go to Trucker Norm now. Maybe he'll cleanse the palate and get us off this topic.
Hello, everybody. All right, welcome to Norman's Corner. Look at all these beautiful kids. I'll tell you something. Halloween is right around the corner now. We're only a couple days away. I want to tell all you kids to be careful trick-or-treating. And you parents driving the cars, be very careful. There's a lot of little kids out there. I love them all, and I want them all to be back next week. You kids wear them fluorescent colors. I got a shirt here for this cute little girl. I got a shirt here for this guy. They're getting some trick-or-treating early. Let me tell you one more time, kids, be careful, because I want to see you right here next week on TBS. All right.
So, Harper, he went from, in your words, a crazy man from a, insane asylum to Ninja Turtle Norman, to Trucker Norman giving PSAs for kids. I mean, that's all within a year's time, by the way.
That's damn, bro.
Oh, I don't like him saying all these beautiful kids. Ooh, we're getting ready to see Barry Horowitz get a win.
Yeah, Barry Horowitz and Tommy Angel, but I'm still just like, what the hell with Trucker Norman?
He loves all the kids, and they're all beautiful.
And he's got a bike horn.
A bike horn. Yeah.
He's hitchhiking to the pay-per-view.
Well, we then go to Barry Horowitz, who's taking on Tommy Angel, and JR claims that Barry's brother is Paulie's investment broker. Not that anyone cares. Horowitz does defeat Angel with, I don't know how to describe it, some form of half Nelson roll-up. It was kind of actually unique, but hey, Barry got a win, and Barry Horowitz didn't get a lot of those. Just didn't.
I like it when the mid-card enhancement talent gets wins every once in a while because it reminds you that they're not complete schlubs.
Yeah, me too.
Well, what I was gonna say was, one thing about Barry Horowitz is he's very talented. Enhancement talent most of his career, but he was talented, and I mean, you see it. Look at that. Like, you see that pin?
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's pretty. We ain't seen that on here. From there, we get a series of commercials. And then we get Dennis Brent, who announces the Southern Boys have won. Literally, he called it an achievement award. I want you to see the graphic, Doc.
Bro, did they get a participation trophy with that?
Bro, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they'll show the graphic in a second. Here's Dennis Brent, and I'm gonna play some audio in a second, but I wanted you to see the graphic first. All it says is achievement award. Special Achievement Award. Like, doesn't that sound weird?
A Special Achievement Award?
Yes.
That's what you give the dumb kid at the award ceremony in third grade because everybody's got to get something.
Yeah,
who's giving it to him?
Dennis Brent. He's the editor-in-chief of the Wrestling Wrap-Up magazine.
Oh. Well, good for him.
Okay.
Wow.
Harper's excited. So, first thing before Brent gives him the award, actually, this is a good little segment they do. They send it to a replay of the Southern Boys versus the Midnight Express from Worldwide, which took place on May the 12th of 1990. They go to that, and the Southern Boys upset the Midnight Express. And so I'm going to go to the finish of it because, man, I think we actually covered this even though it was on Worldwide. I think they played it. But listen to the crowd, like, during the finish, man. They get, like, super loud.
Well, you got to give the Southern Boys a lot of credit here. They have
I don't know if I'd give them a whole lot of credit. I think you'd probably give the referee a little bit more credit than the Southern Boys.
What do you mean by that? The referee's attention was away thanks to Jim Cornette. If it wouldn't have been for that, watch out!
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the match, Tracy Smothers, Steve Armstrong, the World of Shenanigans.
Okay, the crowd popped. One of y'all just put your headset down. I don't know if it was you or Harper or Doc. Which one of y'all still there?
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe
They had
Harper
money with this that they left on the table, by the way.
You see how good that finish was, though? I mean, it wasn't like a great finish. What I mean is the crowd popped.
They responded to it.
They sure did, which we ain't seen a lot of lately. So now we'll go to Dennis Brent giving out the Special Achievement Award. Like, that sounds so terrible, but here it is.
In wrestling and really a way to be vaulted into the public spotlight. Dennis, these two young men are certainly deserving of the award. They do spend a lot of time with hospitals. Great young men. Let's have the presentation.
Steve, Tracy, on behalf of the fans of World Championship Wrestling, we'd like to recognize you for outstanding achievement and present you with these for upsetting the Midnight Express in Rainsville, Alabama. Congratulations. Congratulations.
I think the fans here really understand and appreciate their work. Hey, wait a minute.
Wait, hold on.
What are you doing
Give
here?
them an award for upsetting the Midnight Express. I'll tell you what the biggest scandal in sports is. It ain't women reporters in the locker room. It's you, Jim Ross, letting this little dwarf come out here and give these rednecks an award. This whole thing's set up to make the Midnight Express and me look like a bunch of jerks. It's a conspiracy. You're trying to push us down to the bottom of the ladder. I ain't going to put up with it. Let me tell you something. You dredge up a 6-month-old videotape. That was a fluke win. You couldn't beat the Midnight Express again in a million years. You two guys couldn't whip cream with an outboard motor. And I'll tell you something else while I'm at it. Your partner's a bum, your father's a has-been, and you're a never will be. Hey,
Come on now. Come on, guys. Come on. Listen. You feel bad.
Look, good citizen. Look at the good citizen. He's going to beat me up. I'm a manager, I ain't a wrestler. You're going to beat me up, good citizen. Besides, I'm wearing glasses. And a good citizen like you wouldn't hit a guy while he's wearing glasses now, would he?
No, I wouldn't hit you, but I would push you on your big fat.
Hey! Cornette just level there. Hold him, restrain him. Get Cornette out of here. Get Cornette out of here. Fans, we apologize for the interruption of Jim Cornette. He was really... We're going to get out of here. We'll be right back. We'll be back.
That remind you of something, Doc?
Smoky Mountain?
Yeah, it was exactly what it was. It was like almost the same thing.
Yeah.
But see what happens when you put a segment in front of some people where they can react?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like there's like a way to do this.
They seem to have forgotten most weeks, though.
That we don't do anymore, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be clear. That was stupid. But it wasn't the worst thing I've seen in 2 weeks. It was all right. It gave him a reason. It was a dumb award, but it was a reason to have him do something. Good God, that guy's tall.
Bro, that segment right there was like the main event of Starrcade 85 compared to what we've been seeing.
Is El Giant, is he about to wrestle?
Yeah, Harper, do you have any thoughts on the thing with the Southern Boys? I thought literally it's the best thing they've done in a month, almost.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that's worth watching.
I agree. So Elegante is about to wrestle for the first time on here, and it's he and Junkyard Dog versus Kamikaze and El Diablo. They are two masked men. I do not know for sure who these two are. I thought one of them was Wild Bill at first, but then I was like, that's not Wild Bill. The skinny gringo looking one. But I don't know who they are. You know, so if you know who they are, send that to Harper on Facebook. He loves hearing from all of our wonderful fans.
Yeah.
This match, bruh, I was interested because Dog starts and man, he's huffing and puffing 90 seconds in, and then he tags Elegante in, and Elegante comes in and he bumps the masked man for a minute, and then Dog comes back in.
Shit.
And Dog is back out inside of 30 seconds. Elegante comes in and delivers a boot to one of the masked men to the chest, and JR says he hit him in the face, but Elegante got nowhere near the guy's face. And let's just say this wasn't really good.
This guy sucks so bad.
Cornette said it last week. He doesn't deserve to be in a wrestling ring. He was shooting. These guys are doing pin me, pay me that are working with him too. I can't, bruh.
There you go.
It's just, you know, everybody says he was a nice guy, but that don't make you a wrestler. Boogie, what's that old saying, Doc?
Well, I mean, nothing about you says computer or technology.
Junkyard Dog didn't want to tag in, man. He's huffing and puffing.
He's like Tim Horner trying to cut a promo in Smoky Mountain right after a match. Oh, shit. He's moving. He's running.
Oh, Dog. I can't, man. It's so bad.
Come on. That's your hero.
That is your hero. That's why you should never have heroes.
This era just
now he's turning
me.
into Black Hogan.
He sure is. He's hulking up. Blown up.
I don't know that
that's it.
Hulking.
Look at how slow he.
Bruh, you don't just walk away from your opponent and tag out.
He's a veteran at that point.
You fucking grab him and you bring him to your corner.
Nope.
Then you fucking tag.
Dog had no energy. He was not interested in that, Harper.
Bruh.
Yep. I mean, what can we say? This is the point we've reached. So then we go to the last match. Trucker
Jeez.
Norm. Hold on, this gets better. Trucker Norm being escorted to the ring by the Juicer. Boy. Versus Keith Hart.
Hey, Harper, do you know the true story behind Art Bar?
What you mean?
He doesn't know the Juicer's Art Bar, probably.
I know he died.
Okay, well,
At
he
a
had
young age.
yeah, he also had a little indiscretion with a Ute.
Like a young girl? Or
Yeah.
Like
But in his normal single activity, he comes to the ring with a bunch of young kids and then takes off one of the boys' shirts so the boy can flex.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, last week they had you on there.
No, last week it was a young Mike Mills.
No, it was you.
Me?
No, it was Harper.
Harper, are you black today?
Maybe.
Wow.
Well, maybe it was him.
See, what's wrong with y'all? No, yeah,
Oh,
Art
there's
Bar.
the powder.
Oh yeah, we missed it. Like, look, Harper. He takes his hat off and shakes his hair. Yeah. Oh, God is right.
Well, he was touching a little girl?
No. Well, I don't want to defend him, but I'm not. Mike, I'm going to tag you in.
What do you mean you want to defend who?
Art Bar. What'd he do?
You got to clean that up.
Clean what up?
Don't say you want to defend him. There's nothing to defend about him.
No, I don't want. I said I don't want to.
Oh, I was like, why would you say that?
No. Don't get me wrong. We have some rules on this show. We don't have very many of them.
Yeah, I was like, why are you saying
He
that?
raped a 19-year-old girl.
We have some strict rules. We just don't have that many.
I thought the girl was younger than that. Not that.
On Wikipedia, it says he raped a 19-year-old girl after a PNW card in Pendleton, Oregon. The girl later filed charges.
Okay, I actually thought it was I actually thought she was younger, but that doesn't make it right that she was 19. I thought she was younger. Rape is bad, no matter what.
He worked a plea bargain. It was convicted of first-degree sexual abuse. He was fined $1,000, placed on 2 years probation, and sentenced to 180 hours of community service, but served no jail time.
That's it for rape. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
God. That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's all he got. Man,
Don Owen probably paid the fine and he skipped off to Mexico to wrestle.
Jesus Christ, man. I wish Harper wouldn't have read that. Now I'm just like, I really hate the Juicer now.
Well, do you hate the Juicer or do you hate Art Bar?
No, both.
Both.
Okay.
That's a dumb fucking gimmick.
We've been waiting for you to see it.
That's just bad, bro.
I don't understand. Like, I just don't understand why. Well, I know why. Jim Herd. But I don't understand why you got to put that stupid gimmick on him. Like, why? It makes no sense.
Piper.
Yeah, actually, Harper, Roddy Piper invented it in Portland, that gimmick. Beetlejuice, not the Juicer. Same thing, though.
God damn, really?
Yeah. There's a clip on YouTube that one of our patrons sent me. And I just watched it and was like, oh, I got to send this to Doc. Because Juicer had just debuted the week that happened. So I sent it to Doc and I'm like, bro, look at this. And I think Doc's comment to me was Piper should have just stuck with wrestling and not whatever the hell that was.
Ugh.
I think it's a dumb gimmick. It's just dumb. I mean,
yeah, it's the whole thing's stupid.
Well, Norman wins, and I actually think what happens here at the end of this show is not stupid. JR and Bob Cottle are closing the show, but Jim Cornette has something to say as they are doing so. Here that is.
Don't forget, tomorrow night on the main event, live reports from Halloween Havoc. Bob, we're looking forward to that big event.
Jim, that's going to be a great one, and fans, 6:05 is the time right here on TBS. But let's go back for a minute. Let's talk about El Gigante. Jim, he is awesome. An individual, nowhere like him in the world of professional sports.
7'7", 450 pounds, and speaking of no one like him, what are you doing out here?
Did you see that? Did you see it? He tried to kill me as attempted murder. Did you see it?
Oh, it was attempted murder. You mouthed off. That's what happens when you mouth off to somebody.
Who asked you to begin with?
You did.
I didn't ask you nothing. You shut up. The Southern boys, you bring out a 6-month-old videotape of a fluke win trying to make me and the Midnight Express look like idiots. Well, I'll tell you something, Southern boys. You've never seen a day you could beat the Midnight Express. They put their hands on me. Man, I've got a condition. Do you realize I'm on medication? He could have killed me. I'll tell you something right now. Southern boys, you're just like a lot of teams that the Midnight Express have chewed up and spit out. So you give you an award. When you want to go to a hospital, you're going to be going to a lot of them, but not to visit. You're going to be living there. You want to sign autographs? We're going to break your hands so you can't write. But one way or another, Southern boys, you ain't heard the last of this, because I ain't finished with you, and neither are the Midnight Express. Nobody puts their hands on me. You stinking.
Well, why don't you get out of here? Bob, get on back in here. I don't want to hear any more comments from him. It's been a great 2 hours. We'll see you fans tomorrow night. Live reports from Halloween Havoc. For my partner, Bob Cottle, I'm Jim Ross. So long, everybody, till tomorrow night.
I'm going to file a lawsuit. I swear I am.
Shut up, will you? Just shut up and leave.
I ought to knock you out.
Cottle and JR are doing pay me at the end, pumping up Elegante. There's no other way to put that. It's terrible. Yeah. Cornette is channeling his Ron Wright, saying he's got a heart condition and this is stressing him out. Doc, I'll ask you your opinion, and then I got some thoughts on basically Cornette almost closing out his WCW run here. What'd you think about how that closed right there?
It's quite literally the only thing that had a shred of emotion.
Mm-hmm. Come a long way since 1985.
Yeah, this is bad.
Now,
you need to go do some fun stuff this week so that you're ready to have stories for next week, Harper, because we can't keep talking about this wrestling.
Yeah.
We had some good stuff this week with Catechism, but let me clear things up with what's going on here with Corny in the Midnight. So, as you heard, Cornette is talking all about the Southern boys here and not Rich and Morton, who they'll wrestle at Halloween Havoc. Midnight's taking on Tommy Rich and Ricky Morton. So, I thought Corny and the Midnight were completely done after the pay-per-view, but I went back and checked the records of the history at that time. And according to history at WWE.com, they showed to have worked their last show November 18th of 1990 in Harrisonburg, Virginia. And then there were a couple other matches, I think mostly singles, like Stan was in a gauntlet match that I believe aired on Pro, or the Power Hour, I believe, in November. And I think we may even see Eaton in a singles match at some point on Saturday night, but I can't remember, mid-November. So we do see them at the pay-per-view, but that is not actually their last appearance. And I think I hear a lot of people all the time talking about, oh, they left after Halloween Havoc. Technically, I guess it's true. You know, that was their last major appearance. But they're still around for a few weeks working some shows after Havoc. Not a lot, but a few. And I think they were trying to do something with them. Well, obviously they were. They were trying to do something with them and the Southern Boys. Because when you go back and look at the records, you'll see some stuff with them and the Southern Boys. And then towards the end of November, there's some notes in the book that say, oh, yeah, they were scheduled to wrestle the Southern Boys, but they didn't show up. So I don't know how much truth to that. I can't remember Corny saying, he no-showed or anything, but maybe he did, and I'm just not remembering at the time. So, they left meat on the bone, because if Jim Herd's not there and Cornette and Stan aren't fed up, that would have been a nice feud. I mean, Cornette and the Southern Boys, Midnight and Southern Boys, got a ring to it. But, you got Jim Herd at the helm, so let's get rid of the Midnight Express and give them hell so that we don't have to deal with them. Just pure stupidity all the way around. And that's how this show closes as we head to Halloween Havoc. So before we rate it and hand out a Rolex, I want to remind you, if you want to listen to Halloween Havoc, you're going to have to go to Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. A great way to not only support the show, but get tons of extra content, 300 plus Patreon shows available for you to listen to there, only exclusively to Patreon members, along with the video versions of these shows. And then make sure you check out our Amazon referral link and use it every time you shop on Amazon. Give that link to the wives, girlfriends, side pieces, whatever you have in your life. Tell them to use it every time they use Amazon. That's tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Bookmark it and please use it. Doc, You want to rate it or hand out a Rolex? Which one you want to do?
I don't even know, bro.
Come on.
I mean, you kind of sounding like,
I ain't gonna do the Von Erich thing.
Just want to make sure you're okay over there.
I just don't. Look, if you want to be bad at your job, by all means, go at it. But you're killing the thing that I love.
And in the words of Kevin Sullivan,
it ain't that fucking hard, guys. We ain't building a rocket. We're getting guys over in a fake fucking business.
They got talent, man.
They do. That's the biggest crime, is that they got stars.
Yeah.
They got the horses. Arn, Flair, Barry.
They keep trying to sodomize them instead of putting them in the ring and make some money.
No.
Doom. The Steiners, the Nasty Boys. Tracy and Steve. The Midnight up until now. Like, there's talent. Go ahead, you go.
Harper, what do you give this?
A fucking D. That's being nice. Because I want to at least see them pass. Because if they pass, I don't got to fucking look at them again next year.
All right, Doc, what are you rating it?
I gave him a D last week. This is the go home show, like an hour before the pay-per-view. This is an F.
Oh.
D+ for me.
That's the lowest you've ever gone.
I think it is.
Oh man, I think. What would they have to do to get an F from you?
They're getting close, dude.
They'd have to let Colonel De Beers sodomize JYD for the good of apartheid for you to give them an F.
Wow.
Man, this is just so bad.
It's getting worse too.
Yeah, I know. It's just I feel the Ukraine of fucking wrestling.
Come on.
It just gets worse.
Oh my God.
I feel like Harper is that family member that couldn't come visit a sick family member for like a month, and in that month things have gotten real bad, and you came in and saw like your uncle, and you hardly recognize him because the disease has him now.
Oh.
I'm glad Harper was here though, because I missed having him on these shows. And he came with some stories tonight. Hey, the catechism.
Harper, you're gonna have to be here because it's gonna take all three of us to get through this shit.
I kind of like.
We're gonna have to form a bridge so that one of us can get across and then come back and help the other one across and
send some help.
I kind of like how we did it tonight. We kind of just hit some of it. Like I skipped over Iron Eagle or whoever his name was winning. I kind of like how we did it tonight. I mean, the stuff that doesn't need attention, you just don't give it attention. Unless it's really bad, and then you can't avoid it when you got stupidity like Trucker Norm out there doing dumb stuff.
Fucking Beetlejuice.
The juicer,
I'm sorry.
Go listen to his entrance music when he wrestles, Harper. It's like, what the hell? And Bob Cottle and JR talking about, the Juice Patrol's coming out with him when he's got the kids coming out with him. He's like, come on.
The Juice Patrol.
Yes,
you think he ever handled up on some rat and was like giving her the Juice Patrol?
Got the juicer. Fuck, go on to fucking Urban Dictionary and look that shit up. We'll do it next week.
Okay, don't forget.
Yeah, because we don't want to blow all our load,
Right. Don't forget.
We don't want to go full Juice Patrol here in 1 week.
Do not forget that, Harper. Please make a note in your phone or something to look that up. For real. All right. All right, Doc. Are you giving your Rolex to anyone? I mean,
yeah, it's got to be corny again.
I'll give mine to Barry Horowitz, for God's sakes. Fuck it.
Bad choice. I'm gonna go with Cornette again too. Got to. I mean, what else are we gonna do here? So that's Saturday night from October 27, 1990. We ain't trying to be down. We just calling it like it is. But at least we got that great Harper Catechism story. So for all the religious people out there, don't be upset. We're having fun. And we were really...
Peace be with you.
we really were miserable during those times as kids sitting through those classes.
God, I hated that shit. And
It was so rough.
And then every now and then we had to go to confession. It was like, oh my God. Bum, 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 bum.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 7 months since my last confession. And then you told lies in confession because you didn't want to tell Father what you had lied about or done wrong.
Father, my Missy Hyatt poster is sticky.
Harper, can you imagine walking into the booth and going, forgive me, Father, and I can't stop looking at it and just mesmerized by those
and your
mounds.
priest goes, that's okay, because I stare in your window and I can't stop looking at it.
You think those priests don't, like when they meet, like other priests go, God, listen to what this fucking kid just said.
Yes.
They're not supposed to, but I would feel to believe.
They're also supposed to keep their hands to themselves, but
Hey.
well, that went.
Yes. All right. Well, we're going to get ready to get out of here. Before we do so, I do want to remind folks to check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. They also do the ECW show for us on the Patreon feed, but they do a show in the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So check out the Bottom Line Cast with Mike Prue and JV. And check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT. Slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. They support us. Please support them. They've been kicking it now for not as long as us, but a long time. So check them out and go enjoy their show covering the northern side of professional wrestling's history. Harper, I've been meaning to ask you this, man. Any videos or anything lately? No? Okay. Well, my computer I'm having trouble going to the site to get your email address and whatnot, but I was going to look it up and give it out to the folks while I'm sitting here. So, there it is. It finally unlocked. So, if you want a video shout out from Hardbody Harper, email him first to chrisharper16wildcat@gmail.com. That's chrisharper16wildcat@gmail.com. And then tell him what you want in your video, but then make sure you PayPal Harper to cc30388cc@yahoo.com. PayPal him $20. If you want props, you're going to have to PayPal him more to cover the cost of the props. Other than that, Harper will get your video shout out as quickly as he possibly can. Doc, I got nothing else, man. I'm kind of feeling like you tonight. I'm a little blown up, man. Want to get out of here or anything else we got to talk about?
Tuckered.
Yeah. Is that a yes, no, maybe? You're tuckered? No, not? What?
Let's go home.
Yeah.
Look at that, bro. All right, hit the tagline, Harper. Let's get out of here.
Book it, bitch.